It's incredible how my grandfather went to Vietnam 3 times. I went to go show my respects to one a year ago. And the bone-chilling look in his face when he said we shouldn't have even been there is something I'll never forget. But my grandfather, he's not alive for me to talk to him about his old personal experiences or thoughts on it. We have people alive today that literally went to war and were used and abused, but yet we have citizens of this country still fighting amongst each other over what side is right and what side is wrong. Every 4 years, it is the same BS, but yet you somehow have a point to prove. There's a bigger battle, but the whole purpose and the whole point of it all is for you to be stuck in this lower vibration earthly battle that obviously is the enemy's playground. If you haven't read a book before, heck, I don't even need to read the book to know that it's the enemy's playground. The word has gotten out, but the word goes through one's ear and out the other. They walk around here, sitting here trying to say, oh, I told you so. Oh, this, that, and the third. You didn't tell nobody nothing because all y'all are getting played. All y'all are being fooled. All y'all are the little minions to the devil himself. You think his little demonic spirits haven't jumped into you? As you sit here and bash your fellow neighbor, as you sit here and bash your fellow brother or sister, as you sit here and run your mouth rampant like you know something. Meanwhile, you don't even know who you're working for. That's how deceived you are. You guys want to sit here and look at some man like he's going to fix it and save it. I'm 30 years old, and it's been loud and clear for a few years that, obviously, this whole thing ain't working when you look at the bigger picture, because the bigger picture is supposed to be us united. It's supposed to be us loving each other. But no, here you are running your chop because whoever said what on TV and whatever man is doing what that people are looking at as their God. And I don't care if the one that's in office right now isn't your God or is your God. Because if it's the right, it's your God, or if it's the left, it's your God. You guys still worship him like it's your God. You know, you can sit here and bash me and feel some type of way all you want, but you're so caught up that you haven't even looked in the mirror on how foolish you look. You got a point to prove? Why don't you point at yourself? I find it absolutely incredible that people walk around sitting here judging. And they be the worst ones. You're over here thinking you're doing something righteous by running your mouth, by I told you so, by da-da-da this, da-da-da that, blue this, red that. It's one thing to stand up for what you may believe in out of the goodness of your heart. But if you think this society, this country is going anywhere with the citizens acting like little spoiled brats, if you think that we're actually going to go somewhere, if you think we're actually going to advance society, oh, meanwhile, you got how many electronic devices in your house connected to what, speaking to you from where, and you're asking them to do what? And you think that you got something to say? How many presidents have been in office, and how many veterans are being treated as what after they get used and disposed of? How many children are dying? It doesn't matter who's president. It's the fact of the matter. And you aren't doing nothing about it but putting your trust and faith in a man, hoping, wishing that, oh, it'll all get better. Oh, he'll turn it around. Oh, when are you going to realize how much of an illusion you are under? When are you going to realize how easily you've been controlled? And if you think you're not controlled, but you're lashing out, you're cursing people, you're road raging, you're flipping out over a bumper sticker, over a I voted for whoever, or whatever it is that y'all do when it comes to the politics, whatever it is that you put around your house, and you're over here bashing them, cussing them, saying this, that, and the third to them. I've watched this country be destroyed, but yet y'all still fighting amongst each other like you got some type of point to prove. Meanwhile, you do it so ugly. You do it so bitter. You do it so deceitful. You do it not out of the kindness of your heart, not because you genuinely care. Nope. This country, these politics, have used and abused some of our grandfathers that are still alive today. And we sit here and watch them barely make it with their monthly check. And you're over here fighting amongst each other because of who's in office. Just keep giving the power away. Keep being ugly. Keep being bitter. Keep being hateful. Don't go crying to anybody when stuff really hits the fan. I mean, we've gotten to a point where people are fighting over if it's right or not to kill a child that is still in the womb. That's where we've come. How is that even possible? How is that even possible that we have gone to a point in society where we don't even understand if it's right or wrong to kill a child? We don't even understand if it's right or wrong to chop one of their body parts off for no reason. But that's their whole plan. They want us peasants to fight amongst each other while they keep doing their dirty work. But you guys all got a point to prove, right? Some of you guys are already saying sorry about who you voted for, and nothing's happened. You shouldn't be saying sorry for nothing when it comes to what you did, because that's what you thought you should do. The only thing you should be doing is learning from it and growing from it. It's a shame that people think that they even need to say, I'm sorry, because of something that was supposed to be private, supposed to be within your own being. Nobody's supposed to know your business when it comes to who you vote for, but it's y'all's. Just not that long ago, when I used to sit at dinner tables, politics and religion was something that was never, ever brought up. But here we are. Everybody's got to be so dang nosy. Everybody's got to put their business out there every which direction. Everybody's got to know everything. Everybody thinks that they are Mr. or Mrs. Know-It-All. But then, why would we learn from each other? Why? We can just bash each other. We can just yell at each other. We can just say, F you, neighbor. We can just say, you're so stupid because you voted for this. Why? Why not, right? That's the easy thing to do, right? Yeah, it's very easy to do when your mind is so corrupted. I saw one lady, and saying her Tourette's were kicking in because she got so mad. I wish people actually put that emotion into what really matters. I wish people really had all this fuel, all this fire for the Most High, for Yahweh, also known as God. I wish people had this motivation, this determination, this energy, this momentum when it came to love. The last 4 years, one side was over here saying, blah, 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 told you so, this, that, and the third, to one side. But then we all physically witnessed what happened. We all physically witnessed people going homeless, people destroying. We all physically witnessed gas going up, our own citizens being left in other countries, our own taxpayer dollars that are paying for all these equipments. We all watched that, right? Be left in other countries. I'm sitting up here in the mountains, and I sat here and watched how much this government cared about us after Hurricane Helene. We had enough money to support everybody else in other countries. Enough money to leave all this heavy machinery equipment in other countries. They didn't have a heart to get the ones that were over there for us out. No. here we are. What, a week or two or a month? I don't even know. Whenever the heck the election was. Here we are. Already going at it. And you guys wonder why you have so much fuel and energy for all that hatred you share? Because it's not naturally there. You want to know why you have all that? Because you're possessed by a demonic force. That's the only reason why you're able to keep that momentum going. Because when you actually look at it, you're like, how do these people not lose energy? How do these people have that much breath to just run their chops that much? How do they have that much energy to have that, to have that much anger inside of them? It's because they're fueled by the darkness. But yet, silly humans sitting here on Earth just fighting amongst each other because who wants the bigger trophy? It's like we just had, what? Ukraine? But here we are. Well, forget about all those people, right? We ain't gonna... It's incredible how foolish people are when it comes to what just happened a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Once people stop trying to play God, once people actually understand where they should be directing all of that energy, all of that effort, all of that spirit inside you that's lighting up for whatever reason. Obviously, it's not good reason if you're just sitting here bashing people. But if you directed all that in the right direction, it's incredible. They want to hand you a book, and the book says it right there. That this is what? The enemy's playground. Do people not understand how demons work? It doesn't matter what project is coming. We can change it. We can do anything we set our hearts to do. But it has to be for all the right reasons. It's incredible how easily the tables can turn back to the people if you actually knew where to direct your energy, where to put all that effort into. Because the work was already done for us. The Son of God already came down for us. It's already been done. It was made loud and clear that this plane, this earthly plane, whatever you want to call it, has its own war. It's a spiritual war. As above, so below. It doesn't matter who you vote for. The principles are still there. The reality of it is still there. Y'all want to talk about the president? I watched my own hometown be destroyed while the boomers just sitting back and profit and didn't do nothing. Now, a native to my own hometown, I couldn't afford it. It's the rich folks' playground now. There was no good policies set. There was no, you can't have a house and pay the same taxes that you only live in for 3 weeks out of the year. No, there was no good policies put in for the people. No. Why on earth should I pay the same taxes as somebody that is only here for 1 month out of 12? If they want to have it as their little luxury, they should be paying 3 to 4 times, 3 to 5 times the amount of taxes. If you got that much money, then you can support this town that you want to use as your own luxury playground and come whenever you feel it. I watched the same thing happen to these mountains. And you think you can say what you want about Hurricane Helene, but the Most High, Yahweh, He has the last say. So it don't matter what you think, who had what and what when it comes to Hurricane Helene and then the hurricanes that hit Florida. If you don't know how to open your eyes and understand how pissed off God is, Yahweh, I don't know what to tell you. I saw something where it said 80,000 Christmas trees destroyed. After you read Jeremiah 10, I'm not sure I find that a coincidence. Especially the timing behind it either. But we're going to fight amongst each other. Meanwhile, there's people in this country and then you Christians, you sit there, right? You just sit back and let it happen, right? Because you're not supposed to get involved, right? How do you think we got in this place, in this situation, to begin with? Because you didn't do nothing. You sat there and did nothing. Meanwhile, you want to talk about Jesus Christ. He was nailed to a cross for a reason, right? It wasn't because he sat there and kept quiet like a good little boy, was it? I just don't understand how any of you think you got some type of right to think you're right or wrong and have all this pride and ego or have the audacity to bash anybody or whatever. There's only one right, and that is loving. That is loving thy neighbor. That is the only right. There ain't no right and left to it. Before you know it, they'll just have all the power, while us peasants fight over breadcrumbs.